They could lean up and cheer. One and again, it is challengers. Who win toss? Win toss and back. Travelers win toss.
So at the end of over 8, the challengers of 54, 55 now without loss. Sealy on 26 and Ennis on 21. We say good afternoon. Apologies for being late with our commentary. And we will move on swiftly too with the real commentator. I'm just here to substitute when he is not, but with the real commentator to take over. Without any further ado, Lyndon Yard.
Cheers, Wayne. Good afternoon. And it is 55 without losses. Using the bowling figures. Grant, 3 overs of done for 16. Gittins, 3 overs of done for 25. As Springer to continue from the pavilion end. This one is stroke up to the fielder of the third man boundary to take 1, which will be run number 56 in the book. So Ennis 22. Sealy comes in the strike. He's on 26. 31 delivers his face with 2 fours. And Springer before this 1 over for 7, and he goes past the umpire to bowl to Sealy, and Sealy is driving up to Victor Best, who's off the long on boundary to take 1. And another one in the book, 57 without loss. Challengers 11, and the team made up of Jefferson Gibbons, William Lashley, Peter Clark, and this Carl Marshall, Gilbert Rock, Sherwin Ellis. Batson is in the side, Redmond and Jordan, who's had a productive season. This one is cut away and knocked down by the fielder at the point position. And still no run. 57 without losses. This is over number 9 of 20. So the break coming up momentarily. The partnership will worth all 57 runs. The current rate 6.71. And to complete the bowling figures, Harris, he sent on 1 over for 5 runs. Springer with his 4th delivery of his 2nd over. This delivery down the leg side. He loses the keeper and will run down to the boundary. Hits the fence now. And the signal of 4 from the umpire. So some battle to that one. And it's now 61 without loss. Sealy 27, Ennis on 26. So a good partnership, Wayne.
Well, yes, so fantastic start to the innings. Quite a solid foundation. Going along at a very good clip too. Over 7 runs and over. So it's going to be left to the travelers to try to really pull this one back.
This final delivery is cut away past the speed. At one point we'll have a long chase. They're going to turn and come back for 2. Sealy looks interested in his third, but they decide against that. And it is up to 63 without loss. So 27 and 28 respectively. Sealy at the non-strikers in on 27. Ennis on strike. That's 28 against his name. 21 delivers his face. He struck 3 fours. Sealy struck 2 fours. 8 extras, 2 leg byes and 6 wides as Springer's ended with his final delivery. And he beats the batsman who's trying to run it down to third man. That is Ennis. Naughty shot. And over number 9 done and dusted. 63 without loss. Challengers win.
Well, like we said, off to a very, very good start. Sealy and Ennis in unison. Good communication and also the managing to keep the scoreboard ticking along. The boundaries have not have only been 5-5-4s, 2-2 Sealy and 3-2 Innis. So it tells you that they have been doing quite a bit of running between the wickets. And we would like to immediately start to express the gratitude of the organizers to the very, very kind sponsors. To start with the Barbados Prestige Tours and the Winston Enterprises Incorporated. More of that, but play about to resume.
And it's going to be in his second over. From the south, he's in. It did be tossed up. The batsman is running it down to short third man. Thinks about a single, Sealy has to get back. As Innes is not interested, he remains on 27. 63 without loss. Start of over number 10 of 20. And Harris in the second over. Take around the field short. Third man is a backward point. Here's a drive past that field. That backward point. The sweeper off the cover boundary has a long one in and across to his left. And they're going to turn and amble back for 2. So 2 to Sealy. And he moves to 29.65 without loss. And challengers rolling on. Remember, the tournament will come to a grand climax next Saturday. And we'll have the action live for you. The stream live as well, as this delivery is cut away between the short third man and backward point. The short third man not interested in going for it. Neither does he feel off the cover boundary interested in coming for it. In the end, short third man decides it's his to go for. And Sealy is up into the 30s, up to 31.67 without loss.
Yes, that one played into basically no man's land, the backward point and the deep cover, that both of them having to move quite a distance. Some hesitation between the two.
As the action to continue. This is over number 10. And 4 bowlers used. Thomas in his second over. 1.4 overs on Mills. None for 9. 67 without loss. You will listen to live coverage of the Amaas T20 over 50s Masters Tournament for 2023. By 2024, we promises it will be the best. Not only in the Caribbean region, but we promise it will be the best in the world. And I want to thank our sponsors. One of our sponsors, BNOC MJ Car Services, as Harris in his final delivery. And stylishly across the stumps is the former Wanderers opener, Mark Sealy. Plays it up on the onside. There's no where that concludes over number 10, done and dusted at the break. 67 without loss. Challengers 11 to win the toss and by the way.
Well, yes, let's go to those sponsors again. MJA Car Services, Barbados National Oil Company, Small Trucking and Wreckage Services, Blendman's Bar, Big Man Cricket, Golden Sands Hotel, Tamarind of the Islands Incorporated, The Last Stop Bar and Eatery, Premier World Cargo Incorporated, Amaas Sporting Services. We are the planners of all your sporting events. The teams playing for a first prize of $1,500 and gold medals for each member. A second prize of $700 and a third prize of $300. Prizes for the batsman with the most runs, bowler with the most wickets, fielder with the most catches, wicket keeper with most dismissals. There's also the player of the finals, the MVP player of the tournament, who will win a staycation weekend for 2, including breakfast at Golden Sands Hotel. Some more numbers for you. Presently coming into this game, the leading players in the race for the batsman with the most runs, Leon Lane, 187 from Travellers. Mark Sealy, who is presently at the wicket for Challengers, 152. Brian Johnson from Veterans 154. Gregory Gaskin 147. He's from Limers. And Jefferson Gibbons 109 of the Challengers. In the bowling stakes, Ainsley Jordan of Challengers with 9 wickets heads the list. Ian Drakes of Veterans 6. Victor Patrick Limers also 6. And Wesley Straker of the Travellers, he has 5 wickets. And then the wicket keeping discipline, Jefferson Gibbons of Challengers, 6 victims, 5 stumpings and 1 catch, Lyndon.
It's unusual. Usually it's the other way around. Or maybe that's a trend in 15 over cricket range. Where the feet don't move as fast as they used to when you were maybe say 15 to 17. 20 to 25. So quite a few stumpings in the tournament. And it haven't been the case of the batsman running down the wicket. The case of the batsman falling over, man. The perfect example was Ian Drake. You missed it. It was a classic. He did a split and was stumped. And he's the youngest 50. Really picked up comical. He wouldn't invite the school. So 67 without lost play. We commence. And chat. Up. Birch. Get his day on the lane. Rainsford Prescott. Shirley Rudder. Shem Springer. Robert Headley, who is in the pavilion, seated today. And we're going to start over number 11. So Springer to continue with number 34 in his jersey at the back. And he'll be bowling to Innes, who has 28 against his name. He starts in and just about goes past the umpire. And Innes is getting a short living, pulls it. Top edge pulls down to fine leg and will go all the way into the boundary for 4. So taking on a short ball in his 32, and it's now 71 without loss, Wayne.
Well, and didn't execute a very cleanly, getting enough bat and running it away to fine leg. So he will want to readjust his line, I believe, with the field he has set.
So he starts in. The ball to end is on 32 from 23 deliveries and gets a short delivery, and again he pulls it away down behind square. Rudder has a long run down to the fine leg boundary. He will overhaul it as the ball pulls up, and they're going to turn and come back for 2. Seeley is running very quick between the wicket, and they're going to that moves the total to 74. Good run away, and again Springer testing Innes with a short ball.
Well, yes, and again paying the penalty for being slightly too short. The line was a lot better this time, ball just about outside the off stump, but the batsman coming inside the line and opening up that area behind square on the onside. But as you said, this pair have been running very, very well from the outset.
So we've seen 2 delayed short balls. You think that was purposely bowled in? took a long while to get to the batsman.
Well, there's something now called the slow ball bouncer. Maybe that is what he was attempting.
Well, he starts in. I think he's had his 2 for the over, and he's whipped away through mid wicket. Good shot by Mark C for 4. Oh, beautiful shot. Reminds me really of the old days at
Well, no fault of the bowler on that occasion. Pitching up, getting it a bit slightly too straight. But it takes a class player to play a class shot like that. That was an exceptional on drive.
Arguably hardest cricket shot in the book to play, and he played it to precision. Mark Seeley, very respected sports person, played several games including squash. He's good at that. This one is cut down to feel at a battle point for shot. take one. Seeley wants the second run. And it is not fully committed. And run number 79 goes into the book. 79 without loss. Seeley. The 36 at the non-striker's end. The Springer. 2 for 27 in 2.4 overs. Actually, none for 27. And here is Innes coming on front. Plays the ball in the offside. There's no run. Might have challenged the fielder in there short at the cover position. But he elected just to play the ball up on the offside. There's no run. So Seeley on 36. Innes on 35. Has a strike. And waits on Springer, who's into him. And this delivery, he's hitting in the air. High in the air. And will land safely over the keeper's head. Ball peeling off the edge. He looked to hit that one over long on. It was nowhere close. So it was a pitched up delivery. But he just seemed to close his eyes and just threw it back at it. Anyhow, he survives. 36 apiece to both batsmen, Seeley and Innes. 80 without loss challenges after 11.
Well, a very productive over it was, that final delivery. The batsman, as you said, just having a swing, no way getting himself in position to play the shot that he intended. But the ball peeling off the top edge. I think the bowler will consider himself quite unlucky with that last delivery. But David Innes, that's it. Now we know. Sanjay, these eyes have been around for 6 decades and a bit more, and they don't see a lot of things they don't see nowadays that they used to see before.
80 without loss. 36 apiece. And Shirley Rudder into the attack win, the mystery man.
What is the mystery? Because
well, he tosses the ball from hand to hand, or flicks the ball, I should say. He's in with his first leggy, and it's on the line of the leg stump, and there's Innes not making contact. The ball crashes into his left pad. 80 without loss. 36 apiece to both batsmen. And the ICC insists you use the word battering. I think batter is best used for ladies. As oh, the Met fish cake is right. Fish cake batter. What batter what? A batsman is a batsman. When there's ladies, I'm content to use the word batter. Can you have a lady feel that fine like Wayne?
Yeah, apparently there's no woman at third man anyhow. Now they tell me, ESPN and ICC and all the broadcasts, they tell me I have to say a third. Not a man, no third man, no batsman. It has to be batter. I've always asked the question, Lyndon, though, because we've come along hearing about batsmanship. So I want to ask you now, do we now talk of battership?
Interesting. It gets very interesting. The more the ICC try to change the game for the better. I have no problem with the gender playing the game, as this one is driven up to the long off position. They're going to turn and come back for 2. And run is number 84 to the challenge. This is the 12th over of 20. And I think you just give Jack his dues, Wayne. So Innes. And obviously, if you give Jack his due to him, you have to give Jill what is due for her. As this to be tossed high in the air. Innes drives very, very straight. Lovely shot for 4. Oh, superb shot, Wayne.
Of the feet down the wicket. That one flighted up and getting down to the pitch and hitting it straight. You can't hit it much straighter than that. And in a proved fashion. A beautiful shot.
Rudder leggies in and cut the miss. Wide signal by the umpire. So I'm still looking to see the googly from Rudder. So he has a lot of tricks in his arms. The leg break once again. Yeah, there's some static. I think that's from Sugrim's cell phone. It's not working properly. 89 was at the end of 12 fours.
Well, this opening partnership continues to motor along. As Shirley Redder, Lyndon, I have known this man or of this man for a number of years. Believe it or not, this is the very first time I'm ever seeing him bowl. And rather interesting. Didn't extract a lot of spin, a lot of turn during that over. It didn't look to impart a lot of spin on the ball. The one delivery that he decided to flight up, the batsman took toll of and struck for 4. So I'll reserve my judgment on him as I see a bit more of him bowl.
So you can see his second as well. $89 for loss of 2. And the winner here, Rain, will move into the final. They will meet the veterans, who are 3 times finalists. And this has been a fantastic tournament in 2023. It's gotten bigger and better. Wayne, are you aware that this end here is called the Thompson Ellis end? And would you know the reason why it's called the Thompson Ellis end? Get back to that after this delivery as Lane comes in the attack. And his first delivery. And his work into the leg side. They take one, rudders onto it. Just in front of the square. So Seeley on 38, 43 is Innis. And no surprise that Lane is in the attack and he's coming from the Ellis Thompson end. And his name could very well be added to this end. The Sherwin Ellis Derwin Thompson end. That's what it's called. I'll tell you the reason for that. Did you know the reason?
Well, let you talk about Sherwin Ellis and Derwin Thompson. You don't have to tell me the reason.
Well, here is Lane with a very ginger run up. And the ball is worked into the onside by Innis.
I'll be diplomatic and say that the only thing I will have to say about that is suspect.
Well, I want you to know that Mr. Thompson is not here to defend himself, and Ellis did take out a lawsuit against myself and Rat. As this delivery is cut away down to third man, the fielder goes down, and the ball goes right through him. Unbelievable! Into the boundary before 95 without loss, Wayne, and you need to stop those.
Well, I don't know if there are any sponsors who sponsor Sibs, but on that
and Seeley on 42. Innis has 44 against his name. Seeley struck 4 fours. Innis has 5 fours. Seeley's faced 43 deliveries. Innis has faced 32 deliveries. So they're going nicely along. And dot balls are only 28. Here is Lane to bowl to Seeley. A delivery on the line in the center stump work into the mid-wicket region. Onto it is my very good friend Garvin Beresford. Yeah, Berry's made the side. One wonders how he made the side. Now what is his contribution to this side? This is over number 13 in progress. 96 without loss. Lashley padded up to come. Gibbons also to come. So it doesn't seem to have a lot of power to come. With those two padded. I suspect that maybe Carl Marshall could be given the promotion to use a long handle. Definitely when we wear a long handle from Sherwin Ellis. Ellis got a promotion in the order last game in, and instead of looking at Bunbury, Ellis was looking to turn 2s into 3s. It was amazing to watch it. 97 without loss. Here is Lane off a shortened run. And this delivery is dragged out to Berry. He comes across and picks it up. And challengers pick up run number 98 as Lane just one delivery shy of his first over. He's conceded 9. It's been a fairly economical over under circumstances. seems to be getting slower with every delivery Wayne. And this is only his first over. And he shortens his run with every delivery as well. And this delivery is going past the outside edge of the bat. And Saley's looking to drive it through the cover. It's not there, quite there for the drive. And the over number 13 is concluded. Challengers batting first, 98 without loss. Saley 43, Innes 43, Lane 1 for 9, Rudder 1 for 9. Identical figures.
Well, good finish to the over there by Lane, though, getting that delivery through outside the off stump and getting Seeley to play away from his body. But the batsmen seem very, very comfortable. Haven't seen anything that looked as if any of the batsmen was in any danger of getting out, except maybe for a run-out chance or two. So in full control, this opening pair as they approach the 100 runs opening partnership.
And remember, the bar is fully stocked. The drinks are priced beastie cold to go. So you have to support the bar and the grill. Very flavorful. Shirley Rudder with his right hand leg spin is into bowl to Innes, and Innes is looking to cut it. Doesn't make contact. Taken by the keeper. So dot ball goes into the book. And it remains 98 without loss. Start of over number 14. This week is the birthday of Robert Nestor Marley. And there's also McDonald Bledman, aka the grinder. So they'll be coming off the pad. There's no run. This They'll come back for 2 and at the 100. Will come up for challengers 100 without loss in the 14th over. 43 is Seeley, 47 is Innes. So he has visions of making a 50. As they used to say, Wayne. That's a sign of a tired man. Anyhow, he settles into his stance. There's a postie from the top. And this delivery is in the question. Not outside the umpire. The bar is inside. Somebody want to connect.
Yours connected? Try to connect.
So we have a connect problem we're trying to get work out. Driven over cover. And it'll go close to the boundary. The amble come back for 2. And the 2 that carries Innes to 49. And as we approach the ending of number 14, 102 for loss of no wicket. So 100 run partnership. They can launch from here, Wayne. Another 6 after this delivery. Shirley with a 1.5 overs the minute for 13. Innes on 49. Rudders into Innes, and Innes gets a knock to this delivery down the leg side. Wide signal by the umpire, 103. The total, extras 11. The only rats that don't eat vegetables. My extreme left. My brethren, really, the only rats that don't eat vegetables. The big question was asked last week, what does it eat? As this is chopped away, 50 for Innes. A well played 50. And 50 off 39 deliveries, 57 minutes. With 5 fours. 39 deliveries, 57 minutes, 5 fours. The innings of Innes 50 not out. 4 without loss after 14 minutes.
Well, yes, well done to Innes and well done to the challengers opening pair. I guess from here on in now we are going to be into the death overs, and this is the time that we will be looking to see the power come to the fore, as you mentioned earlier. The next objective would be to get this strike rate from 7.43 and 6 overs to go. I'm sure they won't be settling for less than 160 from this stage.
.104 without loss. 14 overs gone. Springer, 3 overs, no middles done for 28. Thomas Harris, 2 overs, no middles done for 9. Shirley Weather, 2 overs, no middles done for 15. And Leon Lane, 1 over for 9. Lane is going to continue. And he starts into bowl to Innes on 50. And Innes gets a short limit, cut it away, past the fielder about what point. They take 1. Innes turns blind and he will come back for 2. Seeley thinks about the 3rd, but they don't go for the 3rd. 106 the total now. $106 the total. Without loss. And Innes waits on Lane, who's into him from the Ellis Thompson end, and is caught. Brilliantly taken by Beresford. And Innes looking to pull that one through mid wicket, dragging it slightly from the little baby too wide of the off stump. And got it to the right of Beresford, who took a comfortable catch midriff. And Innes departs for well played 52 of 40 deliveries, 60 minutes, 5 fours, challengers, 106 for loss of 1.
Well, finally that breakthrough for the Travelers. Innes's fine knock comes to an end. Good catch by my friend Gavin Berry there at mid wicket, moving smartly around to his right and taking a catch in both hands. But well played by David Innes. And now with the challengers really looking to press on, William Lashley coming to the wicket. You described Linden as the group as the Turf Club posse. Do we take this for granted that this is part of the Linden Yard fan club?
I think it's the gambling club, you call it. They've invested heavily. They frequent the Bushel area.
So it's young entrepreneurs.
Looking for business at this time of the day. 106 for 1. Seeley on 43. William Lashley is the new batsman in. And we're heading down the home stretch, weighing 5.4 overs remaining. 43 is Seeley. And he will look to make his 50. 45 delivers his face. Innes, the batsman gone, caught Beresford off the ball of Lane for 52. 106 for 1, so 100 run partnership. And Lane, maybe if you were betting the most unlikeliest bowler to get a wicket, it definitely would be Lane, his name who would have come up first. Well, he gets a wicket from the Ellis Thompson end as he starts into bowl to Lashley, and Lashley is launching this one down the ground and it's brilliantly dropped. The ball goes into the boundary for 4 as Prescott came across to his right. He seemed to have it at chest height. Lashley, chance in his hand, and he gets away with a 4 first delivery, and it's now 110 for loss of 1. Again, Lane is not at all impressed.
Well, good effort though by the Oates on the long off boundary. I thought those are a pair of cheap glasses and not brand name by any means, not Oakley's, but the actually getting knocked with the ball. Hold on, Lyndon.
This delivery is played in the offside for a single. 111 for 1. Nelson in England.
Nelson and Moore, 4 ones on the trot. 1-1-1, 4-1, and not 4-1. But Seeley coming on strike now. He'll be looking to get past that landmark of 50 and of course push the score further ahead. Describe this ball for Lane, who is bowling a full length. Seeley coming onto the front foot, pushing it into the extra cover area and picking up a single, but that one a good clever slower delivery by Lane on that occasion. Seeley early onto the front foot, had to wait for it, picking up a single. So the challengers looking for more than singles from each delivery as the lane turns with the final delivery of his over and is steered away square on the outside. Lashley takes the strike over number 15 done at 113 for one. Really time for a move on.
We can ask anyone the speaker who has the Bluetooth on. Urgent that we get it sorted out so we don't have to talk all day long. We could actually share some information with you, some music as well. So anyone who's connected to the speaker with the Bluetooth. So it's 113 for one. We'll sort that out. Remember, Valentine's is coming up. So tell a friend to invite a friend. We can play something for those lovers of mellow music, and those who are in love. My good friend John Bailey, you understand he leaves for Canada tomorrow. His Valentine will meet him at the airport, Wayne.
Pearson Airport in Toronto. John Bailey, my good friend. So we have our man Rudder back into the attack. Shirley Rudder, you call him the mystery man. Another Sunil Narain. Lyndon tells me sponsored by the Bisco. I don't know if he's crisp like crackers or Sweet Shirley. 114 for one. Rudder to bowl to Lashley. And Lashley gets a delivery on the legs and appeal for leg before from the bowler, also showing some footballing skills. Rudder. One angling down the leg side. I haven't seen him really flight and toss and tease. I've seen rather flattish delivery so far. I want to see some spinning part of this delivery outside the legs. That one was more like the Sunil Narain type delivery. Down the leg side it went for a wide. 115. Swatted away, high over the head of the fielder at long off and wide of him too. And 20s now, and again for the second time, rather floating it up. This time a bit too much width on offer. And Lashley slashing it away out of the ground. And then tomorrow is also the 57th Super Bowl, of course, a special occasion for those of us in Barbados. Are you normally an NFL fan, or are you like me, going to be watching an NFL game for the first time tomorrow evening?
Well, I'm going to be watching an NFL game for the first time tomorrow, just like you. I'm not an NFL fan.
Not even so sure that I'm going to actually watch the game, but I will definitely watch the halftime show. None other than our own Riri, Robin Rihanna Fenty, to give her proper title. And she'll be doing that prestigious halftime show. It is a special honor. You know, the NFL, the Super Bowl itself is one of the, if not the most watched event in television across the world. 122 for one, as my good friend Rocky comes across. And the ball gone missing, Lyndon, out in the bush on the far side, the grassy area on the far side of the road. So just to run through what has happened so far. The challengers batting first. Ryan Sugrim told me that the Travelers won the toss and sent the challengers in. I don't know how true it is. 15 overs and 3 balls. Like I said, anything Ryan Sugrim says I have to take with a pinch of salt. So if I am wrong, blame Ryan Sugrim. But Mark Seeley is and David Innes opening the batting. Put on 106 for the first wicket. Innes, the batsman, dismissed. Caught by Gavin Beresford of Leon Lane's bowling for 52. 41 balls and 5 fours. And Mark Seeley remains there, not out on 44 from 47 deliveries and 4 fours. William Lashley has joined him. He's 13 of just 5 balls. Lashley, a 4 and a 6, with having been put down. First ball, difficult chance to my friend Oates, with all due credit, but we are going to resume now. Cleveland Grant, 3 overs for 16 runs. Ronnie Gittins, 3 overs, 25 runs. Shem Springer, 3 overs, 28 runs. Among the bowlers used so far. Cut away to backward point, gets a single. Lane Fields there at the shortest third man come backward point. And just the 1 run. Thomas Harris, 2 overs, 9 runs. Leon Lane, 2 overs, 18 runs, and the only wicket. And Shirley Rudder in his third over, 2 overs and 4 balls, 26 runs. Seeley up to 44 as Lashley on strike. Lashley on 15. Right arm wrist, very rusty action. Seeley. Well, I'm sorry, and turned away into the mid-wicket area, and brings us to the end of over number 16. So 4 more left. 125 for 1 is the total. And I ask you, Lyndon, what would you suggest could be the final total here for the challengers?
Well, at the moment, 125, another 4 overs remaining. I would think they would look to at least double those 4 overs, which is 48. So I'll say 180. Or anything above 180 should be bonus. 180 win.
Well, that is going to take a lot of going. That's another 55 runs from 24 deliveries. But of course, looking down the batting lineup, I see Jefferson Gibbons, I see Peter Clark, I see Carl Marshall. I see Gilbert Rock and Sherwin Ellis too, but I see them, but I won't call their names if we're talking about power and looking to really finish off the end. I see Everton Batson, my good friend Purpose. He could give it a strike if he gets it struck. And Edric Redmond and Ainsley Jordan are unknown sorts to me.
Well, Jordan is best known for what he does with the ball, so you hope it don't get down to him. 125 for 1. Lane very meticulous with setting his field. 2 overs, no middles, 1 for 18 from the Ellis Thompson end.
Not to suggest that there's any suspicion about Leon Lane, but he will continue. He just got some cover, deep cover. That's his sweeper. And he's also got some boundary riders in the deep mid-wicket. Man at cow corner, man at long on. So Lane to Lashley, doesn't bowl, starts, stops, turns. Umpire Millington signals dead ball. Looking to swing this one across the line is Lashley, not taken cleanly behind by keeper Birch. Actually, the ball coming off the lower bottom edge of the bat and diverted away from the keeper. So 2 runs in the dark, as bright as the sun is, for William Lashley. 127 for 1, the total. Remember, we are in over number 17. This is the final semi-final of the Amaas over 50s tournament, as Lane is down the leg side on signal a wide. Lashley gets down on one knee, looking to sweep it around, doesn't make contact, but you can see Leon Lane falling away to the offside as he delivered that delivery, and automatically that is going to push the ball into the leg stump and outside the leg stump on this occasion. So a wide, making it 128 for 1. Lane is short, pulled around by Lashley. Easy offering. You call that buffet? Where he wanted to put that one, getting it behind square for 132 for 1 it is.
So we'll need to push on from here. Another 3 overs remaining after this. The current rate is 8.08, and I'm not surprised that Lane is pulled up. From his second delivery in his first over, his run-up was getting shorter and shorter and shorter. And he was also losing pace. I think, to be honest and to be fair to Lane, it's very difficult, unlike Ellis, when you try to learn the bowl late.
Well, thank God for night cricket. But Lane having to be withdrawn from the attack, suffering something of an injury, and an indication out of that last delivery. I mean, there was, as you said, absolutely no pace whatsoever in that short ball, and seems to be having some problems in the area of the groin. So that is 2 weeks. A groin injury for, at least for young, fit athletes, a groin injury is 2 weeks.
So he'll miss the playoffs.
So unless he's prepared to play through the pain, he would not be involved in the playoffs. Here is Gittins coming back, and the first delivery is swung away, high out towards mid-wicket. 6 runs over the head of Victor Best. Opening up and playing that slug sweep for 6. He's actually rushed up to 28 in only 10 balls. Well, somebody says uncharacteristic, but doing the job for his team is 138 for 1. Gittins is flighting this one up, going for a big swing, and missing this delivery is Lashley. No ball is the signal from umpire Millington. Would you suggest no ball because of being a high full toss, Lyndon?
Yeah, I think Lashley reckon he missed out as well. A good call by umpire Millington, who's a veteran at this level. Does most of his umpiring at night, however.
Hence says attire in all black. So I guess he may even have another game to do sometime later on tonight. He's already attired for his night white ball engagements. Hit down too long off. Prescott around. Feels it on the first bounce. So Lashley up to 29. Seeley, who hasn't had much of this strike for quite a while now, still on 44. As we come to the coming to the end of over number 17. Gittins in. And the Seeley gets it in the outside the outside, chops it away into the deep on the outside, turns and comes back for the second run. Easy into his crease, so he creeps a bit closer to his 50, and the total up to 142 this over so far, conceding some 17 runs. So Lyndon, you are right on target with your forecast, if they can maintain this rate of scoring. Seeley's hitting this one high over the head of Beresford at Longhorn. Gets a 6 and moves to his 50 in grand style. Mark Seeley. And moves the challengers up to 148. A very expensive 17th over. Some 23 runs are coming out of it, and the challenger is now definitely on the move.
Yes, a well played there by Mark Seeley for his 50. Reminds me of his younger days. When I see him back, I think of Terry Hunt, Arnold Gilts, players of that caliber who dominated cricket, Division 1 cricket Barbados every single Saturday and Sunday. It was always a joy to watch those youngsters at that point in time. Say good afternoon to Jeffrey Mapp, another veteran.
Would you put Jeffrey Mapp in that category though, of the Terry Hunts, the Mark Seeleys, the Arnold Gilts? Where does Jeffrey Mapp fit in there?
As a leggy at police.
But I know Jeffrey Mapp was an opening batsman playing for the Federal High School. That is when I first knew Jeffrey Mapp. But yes, he did transform his game to become a nagging leg spinner. And he stuck around the wicket for quite lengthy periods, I must tell you. I don't know if you might have enjoyed watching it, but he would have stuck around the wicket for some lengthy periods. My good friend Jeffrey Mapp, coming up in those early days, in the 70s, one would have to say. So 148 for one, and I think this is going to be young Harris taking over the bowling from the southern end. Bowling his right arm off spin, bowls a full toss. Lashley gets down on the one knee and sweeps it around out towards the deep square leg boundary. The man coming around from a deep mid wicket, keeping the scoring down to 2. So that's the 150 up for the challengers. 150 for one, 17 overs and 1 ball. Going along at the rate now of 8.74, so that 180 looking very much in prospect, Lyndon. As Harris is in, he's short. Off the back foot goes Lashley, hauls this one into the onside, and he's dragged back for that second run by Seeley. Extremely fit. Mark Seeley even looking way above the over 50s expected level of fitness. 152, 152 for one, as another single picked up in the offside. So runs off every delivery of this over so far, as Mark Seeley, who has been there from the beginning, comes back on strike and gets a delivery outside the off stump, hits it wide of the long off fielder. The man from extra cover also has some interest and comes around, but the batsman picking up a couple, 2 more to the total. 155 for one it is now. As CD goes on to 54. So, as a bit of the chat, I suspect using the opportunity to just catch his wind before he settles again, as some slight changes made in the field for the travelers. And Thomas will continue as he steers this one away behind point. This ball is going to run close to the boundary. Brought pulled back though by Beresford, running back from short third man. So keeping keeping the scoreboard ticking over. Mark Seeley moves up to 56, and that over so far some 9 runs, and here he is tearing it again behind point, goes quickly for one. This time he's going to settle for the single as Beresford is much closer to the ball on this occasion. Sends his return on the underarm back to the keeper and brings us to the end of over number 18. 10 runs from the over, 158 for one is the total. Seeley on 57, Lashley on 54, and the partnership actually are going past 50. This partnership now on 52. Say a very special good afternoon to a person who is very dear to me, a guy by the name of Samuel Cooper, a man from the St. Phillip area, and he went to a good school, I can tell you that much. That's one good thing I can say about him. Of course, why did Everton Basil know which school he went to once? I said he went to a good school. Just like Basil Leslie, who are two places down to his right, would have been contemporaries back in the day on the elite bus from Bridgetown to St. John. As in all this time, we're going to have, it looks like Grant to continue. Grant 3 overs for 16 runs to bowl the penultimate over of the innings at 158 for one. Left arm around the wicket and looking for that cut shot is Seeley. Doesn't make contact. The ball into the gloves of Birch, who quickly removes the bails. But the batsman with his back foot firmly planted, playing off the back foot too. Grant, a bustling run in outside the all-stump. Wide delivery, signaled wide by umpire Millington. So you have to re-bowl that one. 159 for one. Another quick delivery outside the all-stump cut. Appeal for a catch and Seeley doesn't even wait for the umpire. He heads back to the pavilion. Seeley gone for 57. Caught at the wicket by Birch off Grant. 159 for one becomes 159 for two as Jefferson Gibbons makes his way out to the middle. By the end of an excellent innings by Mark Seeley, we pause for the applause. Very much deserved too. He has gone past 200 runs for the tournament with that knock today. And the challenger is 159 for two. Jefferson Gibbons comes to the crease. And Grant with his first wicket. Delivery outside the all-stump. Got a bit of extra bounce, I thought. And Seeley looking to hit it away square on the outside. Getting a nick. And Birch, the keeper, taking a regulation catch by his standards. Another short delivery outside the all-stump is slashed away. And well stopped by Harris at short third man. Moving around, getting a generous bounce, but getting a hand to it and preventing at least a couple more runs. Just a single to Gibbons. 160 for two is the total. Again, Grant is outside the all-stump, persisting with that line wide of the wicket, keeping it just inside that guiding marker line on the outside the all-stump. Here he is a bit closer, hit in the air, chance for a catch. Birch runs back, takes the catch. Lashley will run straight into the pavilion. So this is an over that the Travellers would have wanted from Clive Grant, this time delivering the wickets of Mark Seeley and William Lashley, who would have engaged in a partnership of over some 50 runs and really putting a bulk in the scoring rate for the challengers who at this point would be looking to push on to that 180 of which Lyndon Yard alluded. Now we have two brand new batsmen at the wicket with a total 160 for 3. Lashley caught by wicketkeeper Birch, bowled by Grant for 34 off 17 balls. He struck some 2 fours and 2 sixes, just 3 dot balls in those 17 balls, a strike rate of exactly 200. Well done to him. 160 for 3 as Grant is going to bowl now to Gibbons, and Gibbons is hitting a delivery into the outside, short delivery outside the off stop, slapping it down to the area of deep extra cover, only managing a single. Brilliant work by Clive Grant in that, the penultimate over. 2 wickets and just 3 runs are coming. 161 for 3 as the challengers move into the final over of their innings. How much they will be able to make, we will soon find out. It looks as if it's going to be Thomas Harris to send down that last over. So Grant completing his 4th over, 4 overs, 2 wickets for 19 runs. Both wickets coming in that 4th over, and really helping the Travellers to stem the rate of scoring. The challengers were able to reach in the last, as we headed into the death of the innings. The death overs, they call them. The last 5 overs of the T20 innings. And now with the final over to come, Thomas Harris bowling to Jefferson Gibbons. As I mentioned, 2 new batsmen to the wicket. And of course, the field well spread. And Harris is in, and Gibbons is choking this one away into the offside. Some deft footwork by Wilbur Bruce keeps the ball under control and keeps the scoring down to 1. So 162 for 3. Marshall, who is yet to score, gets a delivery short of the back foot, peels off the outside edge, and body beats Beresford, who attempts some footballing skills that he necessarily doesn't have, and the batsman come back for another 2. So Marshall off the mark with 2, 164 for 3. Down the wicket comes Marshall. This one is gone high, high into the sky, could burst a cloud. Birch puts it down. Birch, the wicket keeper, he was under it for quite a long time, but unfortunately for him, the outcome was that the ball was under him on the ground, and what should have been a catch turns into a single for Marshall. It's 165 for 3 with 3 deliveries still left. Harris. Gibbons is down on 1. He sweeps this one into the mid-wicket area, knocked down by the fielder Prescott there at mid-wicket, and a dot ball, something that the challengers can ill afford at this stage. So these last 2 overs have been very good by the Travellers, pulled up to deep mid-wicket, and a long one is all the outcome. So keeping the scoring down very, very well, Grant, and now Thomas in the last 2 overs of the innings. 5 runs off the over with 1 delivery left. Marshall gets off the back foot, slaps it into the covers, stopped by Bruce there, hesitate, come back for the 2nd run, and Gibbons is short of his ground as Thomas effects the run out. So a run out of the final delivery, well, a run and a run out of the final delivery of the innings. Gibbons run out for 4, and Marshall left not out on 3. 166 for 3, the final total, as I suspect that may very well be 167. Yes, 167 for 4 with that final delivery, a run and a run out. And the Travellers will need to get 168 if they are to enter into next Saturday's final versus the Veterans. So 167 for 4, the final total. And when play resumes, we too will resume our coverage of the final of the Amaas Over 50s 2023 T20 competition.
Mano, is it speaker not me? Is it speaker not me?
Beat it in the way of me now. I guess that I'll be with you to the end. Guess I'm on my way. I might be glad to stay. Stuck on you, been a fool too long. I guess it's time for me to come home. Guess I'm on my way. So hard to see There's a woman like you could wait around for a man like me. Yes, I'm on my way. I might be glad to stay. Oh, believe it on that midnight train tomorrow. And I know just where I'm going. Pack up my troubles and I'll throw it all away. 'Cause this time, little darling, I'm coming home to stay. I'm stuck on you. Got this feeling down deep in my soul and I just can't lose. Guess I'm on my way. Be that friend. If the way for now, I guess that I'll be with you till the end. Guess I'm on my way. I might be glad to stay.
I tell you, man. I'm excited. I'm excited.
I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadows. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take
people. I don't imagine you're too familiar, and I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. We never could have come this far. No, Lord, I took the good times, I'll take the bad times, I'll take you just the way you are. Don't go trying some new fashion, don't change the color of your hair. Hey there, you always have my unspoken.
So here we go. The travelers looking to make their way all the way into the final, and the path to travel takes them 168 runs away, with Owen Birch and Wilbur Bruce, or should I say Wilbur Bruce and Owen Birch, the opening pair, as they set out in pursuit of the 167 for 4 made by the challengers. Umpire Millington makes the signal. It's going to be William. Everton Batson in number 50, like William Lashley in number 50. But it's going to be Batson to start the bowling from the Thompson Ellis end, according to Linden Yard. And the first delivery to Bruce is seeing the batsman standing tall and punching it out to the mid-wicket areas, to the mid-wicket fielder, and there is no run. So Batson off his usual 2 steps, bowls this one right up into the leg stump, and again Bruce is pushing it into the onside. That man from mid-wicket coming into field once again. Emerson Batson down the leg side, clipped away out towards the deep mid-wicket boundary, and there we have the first 4 of the innings straying outside the legs of Wilbur Bruce, and Bruce just putting it away easily for 4. He gets off the mark, and the travelers up and running 4 without loss. Yeah. Here is Batson again. Bruce onto the front foot and quite cautiously pushes it up to Ellis at the mid-off. This one on the stumps, worked away into the onside. So David Innes at mid-wicket having a lot of work so far in this over. Hit in the air, falls safely as Bruce miscuing, I think, an attempted on drive, but the long on fielder right back on the boundary, and the ball landing safely for one of the final delivery. of the first over, 5 without loss. Correction, Ainsley Jordan, the man at mid-wicket. Another one of these mystery spinners. Remember him years ago, I think, playing for MTW, it was? Haven't seen him bowl for quite a while. So 5 without loss after the first. So it seems to be Carl Marshall in discussion with Captain William Lashley, but in fact it's going to be Lashley. So the two number 50s in the challengers side sharing the new ball. William Lashley taking up the attack from the southern end, the road end, the airport end. The Woodbourne development end. You pick your choice. Berlin. So wicketkeeper Gibbons comes up to the wicket as Lashley. Categorized as an off spinner. And the ball's a full delivery, clipped away behind square by Bruce, picking up a couple of runs. So Bruce up to 7, all 7 runs are scored by the Travelers so far. Very experienced opening pair, this both Bruce and Birch. Prolific scorers at every level of cricket they have played in their respective career. Short delivery, pulled away into the mid-wicket area. Big Peter Clark moves around to his right from a position there at a wideish, straightish mid-wicket position. If there were a 30-yard circle, he'd be right back on the edge of the circle. So the strike rotated, so Birch comes on strike for the first time, 8 without loss. So for my own purposes of identifying the players, we have Ellis at third man. As onto the front foot comes Birch, pushes it back along the pitch to the bowler, no run. Seeley at backward point. Covers Batson. The sweeper is Carl Marshall. Jordan at extra cover. And Innes at short third man is Ellis at long off. Now onto the ball there at long off. Clark at mid wicket. Rock at backward square. Lashley is in to Bruce. Looks to slap this one away behind point. Hits it hard into the ground, straight to the field and no run. So a very heavily fortified area from the short third man. Round to cover. Some 4 fielders all in the circle right to cover, making it a fit. As Lashley short again, pulled away straight to Rock. A backward square off on the bounce. And Lashley gets to a rather cheap first over, just the 4 runs coming from it. And at the end of 2 overs, Travelers in pursuit of 168, they are 9 without loss.
have I shown you?
Birch to face Batson for the first time. Played up into the outside. They go for a quick single. And appeal for run out, and he's gone, Bruce. Brilliant work from, I think it's Mark Seeley coming in there from the point position. As Birch played the delivery
Square on the offside. And
the batsman deciding to go for the single, the very sharp single, the return coming in low to the base of the stumps. Wicketkeeper Gibson taking it and breaking the wicket, and the umpire and the umpire makes a decision to make the call 9 for 1.
When I hold you, feels like heaven. Heaven surrounds me. Every time you wrap your arms around me. And there's nothing I can say you'll ever do to deserve the love of a woman like you. When you're with me, when you kiss me, when you tell me how much you miss me, every moment we're together brings us closer.
So Gavin Beresford fills the breach as Lyndon, a very crucial strike though with the dismissal of Bruce.
Yes, a good wicket there for the side to pick up Bruce, having scored quite quickly, 8 runs from 10 deliveries. Always a danger man once he's at the crease, at 9 for 1, chasing a target of 168. They'll have to do a lot of rebuilding now.
Well, Beresford, I think he's a contractor by profession, so he's accustomed to building and rebuilding. Plays this delivery out to deep mid wicket, and they come this time, but just taking the 1 run, so I think the hesitancy shown after that run out. But of course, they picked the wrong man on the field also to take that sharp single to, I suspect. If there was one man you would avoid running a quick single to, it would be Mark Seeley. Outside the all-stump, hit in the air over the head of the cover fielder. Gilbert Rock runs back and fields, and the batsmen come through for 1. So Birch looking for that big drive. Fortunately for him, getting it over the infield. And the picks up a single. Beresford now back on strike with his 11 for 1. So another full Nelson Lyndon, 1-1-1 for 1. Beresford also on 1. And here he is swinging this one away high, over long on, that's got 6. Swinging that one from outside the all-stump, Beresford, but having the room with the width given for his arms and getting under it and just striking it cleanly over the rope for 6 runs. Travelers up to 17 for 1, and we are still in the 3rd over. So Batson guilty of over pitching and paying the penalty. In again to bowl to Beresford, who's swinging out to mid wicket again. This one goes over the rope. So double dose from Gavin Beresford, 23 for 1 after 2 overs. And Gavin Beresford definitely, after 3 overs, Gavin Beresford definitely with a foot down on the accelerator.
on you.
There it is, 23 for 1 after 3 overs as William Lashley to continue the bowling. And the Birch is stroking this one gracefully, square on the outside. Seeley goes in pursuit and picks up the ball, which has stopped by the time he has reached it. And Birch counts another 2 runs to his total. He is on 4, and the Travelers 25 for 1. But in that previous over, Gavin Beresford showing some of the quality of his batsmanship that brought him many runs, Lyndon, especially in the lower divisions, the intermediate and second divisions over the years. He did have his time playing first division for Wanderers too, as this one is driven sweetly through the cover point area for 4. Across the rope it goes now, but staying in line and length are William Lashley and Owen Birch, the stylish player he is, pouncing on it and with all the grace in the world, just stroking it away between the backward point and the cover. The man at sweeper is at a more of an extra cover position. He never had a chance. 4 runs, 29 for 1. Lashley now asking Carl Marshall from the deep extra cover to come around to his left, so he's now at a deep cover position as Birch goes up to 8. The total 29 for 1. This is outside the all-stamp. Birch looking to slap it into the outside. Plays over the top of the delivery. Taken behind by keeper Gibbons. Birch guiding this one down to short third man. Innes gets a single. Into the 30s, the score goes 30 for 1. Remember, we're over 4 of 20.
Target.
168. Hitting down the ground is Beresford. A lot of right hand coming into that shot as he gets it out to the deepish mid-on position. Calls his captain through for a single. 31 for 1. Birch with number 1 on his back. Faces up to his opposite number, William Lashley, and looks to drive this one up through the outside. The ball angling away with the arm into the gloves of keeper Gibbons. The dot ball brings us to the end of over number 4. Travelers 31 for 1.
It's all about you. LA's fine and sunshine most of the time, and the feeling is laid back. Palm tree road, rent so low, don't you know? I keep working my way back. I'm a Jamaican boy who born and raised. Nowadays I'm lost between 2 shores. LA's fine, but it ain't home. New York is home, but it ain't mine no more. I am myself. To no one there. And no one heard at all, not even the chair. I am my bride.
Well, Carl Marshall is here, and he's bowling from the pavilion end, replacing Everton Batson after 2 overs from Batson, 2 overs for 19. And Marshall's first delivery pushed up to mid-wicket for a single. 32 for 1 the total. Lashley, who is on 12, comes on strike, driven off the outer half of the bat down to the short third man position. Gets a single man there at the edge of the circle. Gilbert Rock gets around. So again, the batsmen change ends. It's 33-1. This is the 5th over. Swung away into the onside. Ball runs out to the man Ennis coming off the deep mid wicket boundary. Again, keeping it down to 1. So the scoreboard keeps ticking over in ones in this over so far. Outside the off stump, and the batsman tries and misses. 34-1. This over number 5, 168 the target, we must remind. Chopped away behind point. Rock goes in pursuit. He's going to haul it back inside the rope at deep backward point, and the batsman will trot through easily for another couple. So Marshall maintaining that line outside the all stump, and Birch just waiting for the delivery to come on to him, and then opting to go behind square. Now we have a change in personnel at that short third man position. Captain Lashley takes up the position, and Gilbert Rock, he's going to switch over to the on the 45 at short fine line. 2 men in the deep as Marshall is in outside the all stump, reaching for the ball. Is Birch, doesn't make contact through to wicketkeeper Gibbon. So we've already had some 5 overs, and the Travellers up to 36-1. Birch on 12, Beresford 16.
I am said and I am lost, and I can't even say why. Leaving me lonely still. Did you read about a frog who dreamed of being a king? And they all became one, except for the name. A few other changes. You talk about name. The story is the same one. I've got this emptiness deep inside, and it won't let me go. And I'm a man who don't like to swear, but I hate the sound of being alone. I am myself.
So, it's going to Ashley just take it up. 2 overs on minutes down to 12. He's in. And Beresford is getting the French cut down to fine leg into the boundary for 4. So not really intended, but take them however they come. And that 4 moves him onto 16. And it is now 36-1. Make that 40-1. Beresford now to 20. Birch at the non-circle's end is on 12. Batson 2 overs and minutes done for 19. Marshall 1 over no minutes done for 5. The target 168. We're in over number 6 as Lashley, formerly of the YMPC and Spartan Beresford of Wonders, waits on Lashley, who's into him. At this delivery, he is going across the line. An almighty heave, not taken cleanly by the keeper. Gibbons behind the stumps. So Wilbert Bruce run out for 8. The only casualty of the innings thus far, 40-1. The target 168. We're in over number 6 of the second half. Travellers in response to challengers, total of 167. Beat facility off stump, flat and fast by Lashley. Push through. Beresford looking to run it down to third man. Makes no contact. So he remains on 25-10 deliveries 1, 4, and 2 sixes. And to this delivery, he is going through mid wicket or up to mid wicket. Finds Peter Clark, who has it under control. And rifles his return to Lashley. And another run attained. 41 for 1. Beresford at the non-strikers on 21. It brings Birch on 12 into strike. He has faced 13 deliveries. And now he's driving a full toss square. That's going to run all the way close to the point boundary. And pulls up just inside of the boundary. The turn to come back for 2. They're going to challenge the arm. And he is run out. Magnificently done by the keeper. And had a sense of purpose to challenge the non-strikers end. And the prize wicket of Owen Birch run out. He comes back 41 for 1. Becomes 43, 42 for 2. And what a way to lose the wicket, winning on the same wicket.
Well, it was always going to be a tricky third run. The ball coming from the deep. And there was some hesitation too among the pair of batsmen. And the Birch electing to go the adventurous route. But it was a magnificent a bit of play from the keeper Gibbons, who moved away from the stumps to catch the return on the early. Got it into his right hand, had all 3 stumps to aim at, and he picked out the middle stump. And as you said, the prized wicket of Owen Birch gone. Travellers 43 for 2, challengers with the tails up. Leon Lane, the new batsman, he'll be at the non-strikers end. Lyndon Yard to continue from this side.
And Beresford on strike 21. Travellers 43 for the loss of 2 in over number 6. And just making a field adjustment. Peter Clark being brought to his left. Lashley operating with a 6-3 field, predominantly on the offside. So almost focusing his attack on the offside. And then from 19, as he bowls his final delivery in over number 3, hit in the ear and just short of the fielder from square leg. That is Rock, who has it under control. And they take 1. And the Travellers in search of a target of 168 for victory. They are 44 for the loss of 2 at the end of 6.
Heard it through the grapevine. I heard a knock on my door early in the morning, about 3:45. And as I opened my eyes, she gave me a big surprise. She wanna get next to me. Ooh, I'm just passing, minding my own. Friends say leave the crazy woman alone. But then I looked in her eyes. That's when I realized she wanna get next to me. Now. Ooh. And if you should be on your own, pick up the phone.
Of course, we have to thank our sponsors: Barbados Prestige Stores, Winston's Enterprises Inc., MJ Craft Services, Barbados National Oil Company, Small Truck and Record Services, Redmond's Bar, BMC, Big Man Cricket, which concluded yesterday, Golden Sands Hotel, Tombering of the Islands Inc., Key Stop Bar and Eatery, and Premier World Cargo Inc. So, it's going to be Beresford on 22 to have the strike as Marshall starts over number 7. This one hit in the air. Ellis is on the way at long off and takes the catch. So Beresford lives by the sword and dies by the swords. 44 for 2 becomes 44 for 3. Caught by Ellis off the bowling of Carl Marshall. And the target of 168 win is very interestingly poised at the moment.
Well, yes, some very crucial strikes by the challengers bowlers. getting rid of the opening pair, and now Gavin Beresford's little cameo comes to an end. Very, very aggressive. Beresford going for 22 off just 13 balls. I recall that he hit 2 sixes, and with him gone, the required rate at 8.96 and currently going at 7.14, so they are going along quite well, but I think they're going to be a bit concerned with the loss of the 3 wickets, not only losing 3 wickets, but who the 3 wickets are represent, with both Bruce and Birch going by the run-out route. 44 for 3 after 6 overs and 1 ball. Rensford, Oates, Prescott to the middle.
So Lane yet to score, Prescott yet to score as well. And Marshall with his first wicket, 1.1 over no middle, 1 for 5. The target, 168. The present score, 44 for a loss of 3. And Lane to face his first delivery. And he waits on Marshall and gets it outside the awesome and drives it up to Ellis, who's patrolling the long off position. Fumbles, they take 1. Lane carrying a little bit of a limp or an injury, I should say. And 1 run achieved. 45 for 3. And Marshall very meticulous about how he sets his field. So Lane opens his account. Prescott yet to score, and he waits for his first inning from Marshall. Delivery is beaten up in the off stump. Marshall looking to get the ball right up in the block hole. And dot ball goes into the book. And this delivery is drilled and brilliantly fielded there by Jordan. 45 for 3. So Prescott still looking for his first run. And here is the delivery flat still in the off stump. Steered down to short third man. Lashley has it under his control, and Lane hobbles the single. That has been a feature of the tournament, weighing at 50 years old. And you try to run these sharp single turns into a lot of hobbling. Groins and hamstring. At these age when they don't heal easily. 46 for the loss of 3. Marshall at the top of his mark. Waits on the batsman to get settled. Lane, both batsmen on 1. 46 for 3. This is over number 7. 1 delivery shy of that mark. And here is Marshall's ball right tight. That's far. Outside in the awesome. Drilled through the covers. Ellis has a long one across to his right. And Lane hobbles a painful single. So at the end of over number 7, 47 for the loss of 3 wickets. And the target 168.
Yes, some good discipline stuff here from Carl Marshall. Maintaining that line outside the off stump, a very full length, and basically bowling to his field. And now the Travelers, while they rebuild, will also want to stay in touch with the required rate, which now goes up over 9 runs and over. So they are in danger of falling somewhat behind. But a new partnership beginning and interesting prospects ahead.
Love
A man flying the flag of Reservoir Road, Lord Shell St. Michael, the new bowler.
And that's going to be Gilbert Rock from the road end. Steams into both the lane on 2, and lane is cutting. Down to third man, across to his right comes Carol Marshall. Long run across, lane howls for 1, and is unable to get back for what certainly should have been 2. So, a serious handicap win. His golf number may be 13, a handicap 13 in golf. They call that 47 becomes 48 for 3. Rainsford Prescott, I think with lane unable to run, I think he's going to have to show caution to the wind and get some boundaries. So 48 for 3 over number 8 in progress. The current rate 6.70, the required rate 9.35. They need another 120 runs, and 48 for 3. To be on par with Duckworth Lewis, they need to be 60. Batson 2 for 19, Lashley 3 for 20. Carl Marshall 2 overs of millions, 1 for 8. And Rock in his first over. So it's been taking some time to get through these overs. I'll give you the rest of the sponsors. Amaas Sporting Services, of course, is the Amaas Sporting Service T20 over 50s tournament for 2023. As Rock comes into bowl to Prescott, and Prescott is running this one down to third man again. Marshall is in attendance to his right, and they take run number 49. So they're prepared to do it in singles way with the injury to Lane.
Well, I guess as you said, this is basically a rebuilding stage as we go to the middle overs of the innings. Of course, they're going to have to look to make a move on at some point, and particularly with this in handicap to Lane, one of the two of them are going to have to take the responsibility of striking boundaries, taking the attack to the bowling.
And Lane on 3, and it's been a hobbling 3. And he waits on Rock, who's into him, and Lane is pulling in his bowl. So he's pulled it onto his pad and onto the stumps, and I think the end result Wayne is the best possible result with the fact that Lane is unable to run. 49 for 3 becomes 49 for 4.
Well, not so sure he would agree, because he did show some disgust at having not executed that shot the way he wanted. Short delivery outside the all stump, looking to pull it away into the onside, and the ball off the under edge. I think striking the pad first and then onto the wicket. And the Travellers are having their journey really slowed somewhat with the fall of these wickets. Crucially, wickets falling at intervals and not being able to build any partnerships. There's a lot of responsibility on the shoulders of the other batsmen to come. Victor Best, though, is a man known for his resilience, and he will be one to fight back and bring the Travellers right back into this match.
It's breaking my heart to leave. Baby, I'm grieving. But if you wanna leave, take good care. Hope you find a lot of nice things to wear. There's been a lot of nice things turn bad out there. Oh, baby, it's a wide world. It's hard to get by just upon a smile, girl. Oh, baby, it's a wide world. I'll always remember you like a child, girl.
So it's going to be Best to face his first delivery from Rock, who's into him, and Best is pulling this delivery up to the long on fielder, and he has it under his control. They take 1, so Best opens his account. 2 is Prescott, and he comes back on the straight 50. So the 50s come up, 50 of 46 deliveries, and that 50 included 1, 2, 3 4s and those 6s, 3 4s and 2 6s actually in that 50. Those 2 6s coming from the bat of Gavin Beresford, who made a quick 22 off 13 deliveries, 50 for the loss of 4. Rock is in, struck on the pad. People leg before, and Wainsford Prescott goes leg before wicket to Gilbert Rock for 2. And Travellers are travelling in the wrong direction. They are 50 for 5, seeking 168 win.
Well, yes, good strike by Rocky, getting this one to pitch down on the stumps and straighten from over bowling from over the wicket, and umpire McCulling having very little difficulty in judging that one as leg before wicket. So Prescott has to come back to the pavilion. The Travellers slip into a deeper hole now at 50 for 5 with one ball left of the 8th over. And the required rate continuing to rise. The challengers looking to be heading the way of the final come next Saturday.
These ball play again. Well, I lost. I am only wrong. I lost.
It'll be worked on. It'll be worked on. No victory, yes.
No, I get that. Somebody told me that again. That is trusting other people's information.
Forward onto the front foot comes Thomas Harris. A report up to 2. And Travellers 50 for the loss of 5 at the completion of over number 8. A target of 168 Wayne Watts at this hour.
Well, saying that the Travellers in great difficulty, they have run into some muddy waters. You can say, but the challengers in the ascendancy, and I have been corrected into looking to get into the more semi-final. The challengers, and we can basically say they are halfway there.
Ding dong, you hear the church bell ring. She had me yellow baby, and I'm gonna mind it. So take me to the church on time. But you me man, say if you think I'm sexy, your little girl reach out and touch me. If you really need me, your little girl reach out and tell me. And give me your loving, give me your loving. Don't forget about the all night squeezing. Don't forget about the hugging and teasing. I'm getting married in the morning. Ding dong, you hear the church bell ring. She have me yellow baby, and I'm gonna mind it. So take me to the church on time. But give me man, say on my way me.
Yellow man.
So, and here is a delivery right up. And play it back down to the bowler. There's no run. Victor Best on 1. Harris yet to score. 50 for the loss of 5. Start of over number 9. The break is coming up. I think that the Travellers will definitely need this break to reinvent the wheel. This delivery is whipped and brilliantly knocked down by the fielder at the long on position to take 1. So, even with the exit of a hurt Leon Lane, ball playing on, the Travellers are finding it hard to turn 1s into 2s and definitely turn good balls into boundaries. They presently the 117. The required rate is now 10.03 as this delivery is going past the bat of Harris from batsman who's come back. 2.3 overs is none for 20. So Captain Lashley going for the juggler. Remember, we are back here tomorrow. All intents and purposes at 2 p.m. As this delivery is slashed through the offside. Lovely shot. Peter Clark is after it. He's running as fast as he can run. And he finally gets there, having taken off every side. And they come back with 2.
Body shot, but not a crossing.
The debate there is whether Clark was moving faster than Thomas. Interesting debate. 53 for the loss of 5. And Batson into bowl to Harris, and Harris is steering this one to Lashley's right. Comes across and intercepts. Run number 54 in the book. And Travelers, they're still in it. They have another 5 wickets left. They only need to get 114 of the remaining, I say 11.1 overs. To be exact, this is 1 ball share of the 9th over. Batson to bowl his final delivery of over number 3. Cut the miss by the keeper. True to the keeper. The end of over number 9, 54 for the loss of 5.
So Batson coming back with good over, decent over, coming back for his second spell. And again, the Travelers really now in need of some urgency in the scoring.
I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age. Don't know what it is, but it's a hit from my youthful days. As I go my way, I don't care what people say.
So, 54 for the loss of 5. Rock to continue to bowl the 10th over. 2 wickets for 3 runs against his name is in, and this delivery is bang hard into the paddock. Call for a single. Best very anxious to get that in. Harris had no idea where the ball had gone. He did the best thing, but really truly was best call. But it was always going to be dangerous because Gibbons was very onto it very quick. He's the leading keeper in the tournament, which is sponsored by Barbados Prestige Stores, Winston Enterprises Inc., MJ Car Services, Barbados National Oil Company, Small Trucking and Record Services. The record at the moment is Gilbert Rock, and he steams in to bowl to Harris. To this delivery, Harris is forward, wants a single and will get a single too. To the fielder in from that cover position. Run number 55, so all 5s, 55 for 5, 9.2 overs gone, Rock 1.2 overs no million, and he picked up 2 for 4, and Challengers made a decent 167 for 6. It's fallen maybe 13 runs shy of my prediction of 180, but it seems to have a good toll on the board. Rock steams in to bowl the Best, and Best to this delivery is ripping it. Beautiful shot down behind square. Is going to run up the hill and will pull up just inside the boundary. Ellis is onto it quickly. The batsman turn and take 2. So someone says it should be 3. I agree with you. It would be 3 25 years ago. You have to factor in this is 50 years and over, not 5 and up. Victor Best on 4. Harris on 4. Rock 2 for 6. As the keeper makes an adjustment, he's going to pull Ellis, who's yet to come off from his end, from the Ellis Thompson end. Be interested to see whether he gets the ball from the Ellis Thompson end, the end where you throw from. As here is Rock, steams in to bowl to Best, and Best is driving, plays the on drive up to the fielder off the long on position to take 1. So Best looks the part, having gone down the order. He's now to 5, 58 for loss of 5. And Beresford asking Thomas to give it his all. And someone says some more. Will he drew a big score in the tournament? This is a good day to come good. Rock with his 5th delivery of over number 2 for him. Slashed away over cover. They take 1, Seeley's onto it. They turn and come back for 2. And backed up in the onside by Ellis. So 60 now for loss of 5. And they're urging Thomas to get going. The debate here is between Thomas and Peter Clark, who's the fastest on the yoke field. Thomas sells over his back. He had 6 against his name from 7 deliveries. A straight rate of 85.71. Someone says he's tired. 60 for loss of 5. As we are about to complete over number 10, Rock. With 2 for 9 against his name is in, and Thomas is throwing everything at it from inside the crease. Wide signal by the umpire. So Thomas looked very annoyed that he didn't make contact with that delivery. 61 for loss of 5. And we come up upon the break. Challengers total of 168 looks a good daunting total at the moment. 107 required from 61 deliveries. Current rate 6.20, the required rate 10.52. Rock from the road end. The ball to Harris, who has 6 against his name. This will be Harris is slashing. Finds the fielder at the cover position. Wants a non-existent single. And at the end of 10 overs, Travelers 61 for loss of 5 after 10 overs. Wilbert Boost out for 8. Owen Birch out for 14. Garvin Beresford for 22. Leon Lane for a hurt full tree. And that's in every sense of the word hurtful in brackets. Wensford Prescott, he made 2. Best is not out on 5. Harris is not out on 6. Extras just 1 wide. 61 for 5. Batson 3 overs and middle for 23. Lashley 3 overs and middle for 20. Carl Marshall 2 overs, no middle 1 for 8. And Gilbert Rock 2 overs, no middle 2 for 10. At the break, 61 for 5. Chasing 168.
In love with a man nearly twice my age.
Come on, I go jumping. I go jumping, so I know I go jumping. I go jumping. She want a man we can block out the royalty. The I go jumping, you know, say in that money, she don't want no lovers honey. She want the money, she don't want no lovers honey. She want the money.
Well, I tell you girls, in my youthful days, I never loved another man my age. And then the dime, he came along, made me smile all the while. He stood tall and strong, so strong, so strong.
Young man have strength, but that is nonsense. She want a man to let her recompense. So she want pay like bill and rent, and you know you have to have a big dividend. And down the line your pocket have to have length, and make sure say that your dollars are full of strength.
Stood up for me when no one cared. Stood up for me where other men were dear. Made me know true man's love. Never made me feel he's old. Never gave me love that's cold. You had better watch your food. Old men will dip into your
Not say what a
plate.
woman, me never said that she wrong. Cause she a deal with a foundation. The young man don't go mash up a plan. And she wants some dollars in her hand.
I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age. Don't know what it is, but it's from my youthful days. As I go my way, I don't care what people say. I'm in love with a man nearly twice my age.
She don't want no eye.
More nice. Let's go, me and me.
Want you to know that I am the man who fights for the right and not the wrong. Seeing this and seeing that, going here and going there. So you will find out the man I'm supposed to be. This man don't trouble no one, but if you trouble this man, it will bring a bam bam. What a bam bam, what a bam.
Bam. So after that,
Session of whole
session of old dub, by DJ Boogeyman. Time to resume again. 61-5. The challengers now requiring a further 107 runs from 60 balls. Batson is in to Best, who is having a big swing. The ball peeling away off the inside edge down to fine leg. And the batsman complete 2. Earlier he played a shot that landed in the yard, described as a French cut. That one would have been Lyndon. If the previous shot was a French cut, what would have been that one? A Spanish flick, he says. I really was. Down to third man goes one off the outside edge. The chase given up by William Lashley. And the 4 runs to Victor Best. So he has gotten this second session of the innings going in style. 6 runs off the first 2 balls. Travelers up to 67 for 5. I was thinking more about a lady's apparel more than anything else. Undergarments. Yeah, French cut.
It is what here though.
So that takes a Best up to 11. And the batsmen now are making some adjustments. He's now inserted a third man. In today's modern terms, according to the new regulations, is now a third. I hear a Latin student away to my left who is taking exception to my use of the English vocabulary. I'm going to put Phillip Hackett on him. So Phillip Hackett and that particular person can have that one out. I plead Phillip Hackett as my lawyer. Down to third man it goes for a single. And Best comes off strike for the MS Dhoni look-alike, Thomas Harris. Well, same skin complexion, same texture of the hair, both right-handed, and the comparison finishes right there. Slashed away, but that was a MS Dhoni-like shot out the wide of the long-off fielder, and the batsmen come back for a couple, 2 more to the Travelers total. So 70 for 5, definitely a bit more urgency now in the scoring. As he looks for that big drive, but with the weight going back towards the leg side, misses and into the gloves of the keeper. 11th over done is 70 for 5. The Travelers still requiring another 98, and there are 9 overs left.
I know this little girl, her name is Maxine. Her beauty's like a bunch of roses. If I ever tell you about Maxine, you oughta say I don't know what I know, but murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote. Murder she wrote.
Channel with him, a pretty face and bad character. Then the kind of living can hold chaka. Follow me. A pretty face and bad character. Then the kind of living can hold chaka. Say tell you pretty, your face is pretty, but your character dirty. Tell you just a act too flirty. You run to Tom Dick and also hurry. And when you find your mistake, you talk about your sorry. Good now.
Papa cozy corner when she jokes and when she jam. She know about Luke like and every money man. Make love with the coolie Chinese, white man and Indian. The wickedest kind of girl that Mr. Flyers go up and down. Do you heard about this girl? Her name is Maxine. Her beauty's like a bunch of roses. And
Wilbert Rock with 2 overs, 10 runs and 2 wickets. Continues from the south, and this delivery running out to the short backward square area, and umpire McCollin signals a leg by. One more to the extras.
That's a strange one though.
Just 2 runs, 2 extras so far. One leg by and 1 wide. Total up to 71 for 5. As Harris on 8 comes back on strike.
He gets spiked just now. Give it a rock, get 2 wickets. Wow.
Rocky seam up on the legs again. I think could very well be another leg by. Let's see what umpire McCollin says. Yes, he does indicate that it is a leg by. And total creeping up by 1 more to 72. We're heading to the 5 o'clock hour.
The cold hour. Don't say get cold at that time.
Outside the all-stamp, driven, well stopped by Batson. Won't be able to stop the single though, but some good work moving to his right. Be watching Everton Batson play in the big man cricket over 60s competition. I'm yet to see him field the ball with 2 hands. That right hand is the hand that everything is done with that right hand in the field. As delivery by Thomas, stroked up to Batson, getting around, obeying the basics, getting the foot as the second line of defense after the ball missed the hand, striking the foot, and the batsman though getting through for another single. Singles won't exactly do it for the Travelers, but the partnership now worth 24, continuing to build. But they will need to get a few handy partnerships going if they are to challenge this target. As Rock is in again and pitching up, driven through mid-on, and brings the long-on fielder in, and there is yet another single. So Rock doing the job for his captain, keeping the scoring down to 1s. Finishing his 3rd over now. 13 runs he has conceded so far, 5 from this over. And Thomas in search of a boundary. Outside the all-stamp, slashed away, right on cue, gets it into the boundary just behind point. As this delivery outside the all-stamp, and as has been his style, throwing the bat at the delivery, getting it high over backward point into the boundary. Much needed for the Travelers. 79 for 5 after 12.
Suckling sing, yard up foreign kick up, rock wine, sing, ding-a-ling-a-ling, sing, dance silent swing, sing, DJ is stuck up in the earbone rhythm, sing, ding-a-ling-a-ling, sing, gold bell a ring, sing, knife and fork a pipe for dumpling, booyaka booyaka for shabba ranking, shabba rocks disappear with your another man change, so them are the done, to the biz we have the key, put the down to the key and turn them in a donkey, yes, them are the done, to the biz we have the key, put the down to the key and turn them in a donkey, who bet in the areas they can't allow me, I am the general in the DJ army, put that I and cross all the thing, and sit all the gal them pickle fancy, and anywhere we go, y'all gone crazy, listen, ding-a-ling-a-ling, school bell a ring, knife and fork a pipe and dumpling, booyaka, but shabba ranking disappear with your another man chin, so them are the done, to the biz we have the key, put it down to the key and turn them in a donkey, them are the done, to the biz we have the key, put it down to the key and turn them in a donkey, you see, with the dance all it comprise of wine, you see, now come to fun, girl, wine, you want it.
So Sharon Ellis come on from the Ellis Thompson end. I want to make a disclaimer here, Sherwin. Anything I say about you or your bowling is because I'm being fed with information by Lyndon Yard. So if you can sue anybody, sue Yard. But he tells me now, what is that, Lyndon? The darts competition is starting. And they tell me that you are one of the better exponents of that sport. Well, so Sherwin Ellis, right arm darts from the northern end. Well, the Ellis Thompson end. And the first delivery pushed into the outside for a single.
Have you seen Thompson himself now?
First time I would ever question the integrity of William Lashley. Ellis just delivered that ball and Lashley said bowling. As this one looking something like a Mutaya Lutheran style bowling, well delivering and off the outside edge down to third man for one.
He never bowled at foundation, you know.
Look at action.
82 for 5. Ellis getting that one as Harris goes for a big swing. Struck outside the all stump. I think looking to impart a bit of a finger spin, a bit of leg spin into that delivery.
How does that swing him? Foundation also.
As Harris is down the wicket, and that's Ellis. Lyndon tells me bullseye. 82 for 5. Harris gone. He is bowled by Ellis for 15.
No, it can't be bowled if it's bullseye.
6 now.
Well, 82 for 6 now.
Now if you're there, don't have a girl in each and every town. Then you know worry about the dippy DJ, them every day. Got the whole of them a clown and them no worry. Them no worry. Tell them again, man. Change the reckless way of living and think easy. Cause Mr. Catty man the dog got daddy. And when me come for nights of the party, special because I told me I drink heavy. Right now man is coming in easy. Them no worry. Them no worry me. Lord me ball. I walk to them. I went to them. I walk to them. Me's a man up in a hurry. Me love me chicken and me goat well curry. But why I Phillip in a hurry? And I 100 of my gal them sexy. And me know say them not go leave me. So all the talk them a talk that no move me. Gal scream out like this a blue movie. Sharon, Patsy and Susie. Them no worry me. Them no worry me. So change the dirty way of thinking and go on easy. So Mr. Catty man, while I watch it, I know 2 things one that man can match with. And all the girls them love me cause me sexy. Look on me, Mr. Catty, while I watch it. Because I went over, I want to them so. I went over, I want to them so. Every day in the place and all them a go on so. Mr. Catty in the place and all them a go on. Hello?
Ronnie Gittins
Hello?
taking his place at the wicket. Left-handed batsman
Mikey?
as Ellis
Hello?
bowling his, sending down his mixture of deliveries.
I can't show when I walk to see my show in my you see batsmen now come here on this.
Well, no, well, here's Ellis. Gittins calling for a single into the outside. Under the new regulations now, bowlers don't throw anymore. They deliver at a degree of flexibility of above 15 degrees.
Oh, no right?
Yeah.
When the rain is there, when the rain is there, all the can
So you could go back for a ride over there.
Game now beginning to take some kind of shape in the favor of the challengers. The winner of this match with a date with the Limers tomorrow. Travelers now 83 for 6 off 13 overs. The equation reads 42 balls left, 85 runs to get, or the required run rate of 12.14 runs per over.
Bedroom, the greatest property. You must love up your money, right? And so the bedroom left, center, and right? My daddy was a bedroom bully for him and mommy. My daddy was a bedroom bully for him and mommy. My daddy was a bedroom bully for him and mommy. My daddy was a bedroom bully for him and mommy. Then daddy bully Shabba ranking mommy. Then Shabba mommy have a bully baby. And the bully baby that meant it was me. We a bedroom bully with a over bully. Flexible waistline and have the wiring. Bedroom bully with a over bully. And the girly you protect your body. No two type of man will love the coaching. And the bedroom bully and damn bully. Yes, two type of man will love the coaching. And the bedroom bully and damn bully. No the one damn bully not live righteously. Just a party killer of God Almighty. My go in around and eat me feel horny. Want somebody in the back. If I pick up me belly, if I scratch me do the pain me. I mean then eat that everything.
It is now or never for the Travelers as we introduce the tournament's leading wicket taker coming in to this game today. Ainsley Jordan, who I'm told has some 9 wickets up to this stage. Another one of the mystery spinners in this competition. Remember this man playing cricket a long time ago for MTW, I think it was. And the next time I saw him was recently at Bashiba in a BCL semi-final. Yep. Here he is on the leg stump looking for that sweep shot. Is Gittings, doesn't make contact. So it seems to be bowling a bit of leg break. Starting back of the arm stuff. Jordan. This one Gittings goes for a big swing, holds it out towards Batson at mid wicket. A new slash lane then. Batson fielded with both hands. Getting into his wicket, looking to pull this one around the ball, beats the wicket keeper as the batsman Gittings comes back for second bye. So must have been unsighted by the batsman there for a bit, Gibbons, as Gittings attempted to get across his wicket and open up the leg side. So 85 for 6. 13.11 now the required rate. Beginning to become a bit more of academic interest, turned away by Gittins to fine leg. Gets a single. Brings us to the end of that over. So getting through the over very quickly there, Jordan. And after the 14th over, Travelers still in pursuit of 168 for victory, are 86 for 6.
Why Shabba world of girls in canteen loads? Anyone out there when I'm a baby? Wait till them back up and Shabba clear them come for so. Girls, everything. From London, Canada, and the US. Girls, everything. Go Shabba, King and Steve, them DJ. Number chill alone, that chill alone, a waffy. Come along, the customer, this of the kill them off. Chill alone, that chill alone, a waffy. Come along, the customer, this of up the hill, clear them off. Woman, me mind is my soul and heart. Party girl and big the sweetheart. Antoinette and the beat of me heart. But tell the women you're not to faint, cause me a battle alone. That girl alone a walk, they come alone. That custom office of the hill, clear them off. Girl alone, that girl alone a walk, they come alone.
Interesting move by Captain Lashley Linden, removing Ellis from the attack after just the one over. As this one hit down the ground straight, one bounce across the rope. That's 4 runs. Somebody in the crowd said, "If I the Ellis, I will misfeel it too." Four runs though, good shot down the ground from Giddens. 90 for 6. Giddens goes up to 6. Well, that one already a change of trajectory, flatter, faster delivery from Marshall. Pushed away into the outside for 1. 91 for 6. So taking some while to get his field in place, Marshall, even with the equation so heavily in favor of the fielding side.
Jesus Christ, man. Why you do this to me?
Best swings and misses. Outside the all stump, another quick delivery from Marshall. But to his credit, he's been able to maintain for the most of the time this line outside the all stump, whitish line 2. There he is again, struck into the offside. Only 1 run to be had. So the total continues to edge along. Up to 92 for 6. We've got 5 overs left after this.
What you want? You're a madman.
Outside the leg stump, maintaining the same line, but the batsman is a left-hander this time. So that's a wide. One of the anomalies of cricket, bowling the exact same delivery, but to the left-hander, that is actually a wide down the leg side. 93 for 6.
Mike, what are you asking for, man?
So game just petering out at the moment, as now he's gone overcompensated, Marshall, and gone much too wide of the all stump. Another extra added to the total. Extra's now 7 as straight on the stumps this time. So 1 outside the leg stump, 1 wide outside the all stump, then the next one straight down on the middle stump. A single had by the batsman Giddens. 95 for 6 after 15 overs is the total. 73 runs to win. 30 deliveries left. A required rate of 14.60.
You just call the police for me. You telling me it's a case of emergency. Shaman to rubber just jump down me. Them go in on me pocket, take out me money. Them go around me neck, take when me jump. jewelry. Then go up and me think I take when me ring you say, hey, you just call the police for me. The gun with the jewelry is an M3, hey, you just call the police for me. No matter if them come from Monday or a day, I tell you John when him come and tell everybody. Me flashing me lyrics shows a reality. Me come from me mother, come from me daddy. Me born and me grow a king.
London Yard to take us to the final phase of the match.
And first this is tossed high in the air and hit down to mid-wicket and over mid-wicket. Massive 6 there for Giddens, so he's passing on the accelerator to 14 and Travelers break the 100. 100 off 94 degrees, 8 minutes, 6 fours and 3 sixes. 101 for the loss of 6 and they require another 6-7 as we go 4.5 overs remaining, 29 deliveries remaining.
Well, good strike by Giddens, the left-hander having the better of this matchup with the leg spinner coming from the southern end.
Here's an attempted sweep by Giddens. The keeper is quickly across from behind the stump. 101 for the loss of 6. Harris made 15 before he was shot down by Ellis. Victor Best, another on 16. Prescott made 2. Lane 3. As Jordan is in. And there's a play for a leg before. Umpire not at all impressed. Jordan 1.3 overs a minute, none for 7. He's the key. Been a key cog in the tournament. As he is in. Debut toss up outside of the outside play for caught behind. Jordan getting very, very excited. Jordan almost throws the ball as high as that airplane took off at the Grant Yellows International Airport. So he makes it difficult for the batsman to have to look up in the air and look high. Giddens on 14. 101 for 6. This is flat. And Giddens punches it. Peter Clark moves off like a jet plane. And he parries it to the fielder at mid-off.
You know, Lyndon, certain things are relative. I have seen some jet planes take off from that Grand Rapids airport and it looked like a pregnant woman going up a hill.
103 for the loss of 6. And we head down the one high in the air, driven. Or actually stroked up the long off for a single. So another run achieved. The end of over number 16. 104 for a loss of 6. And I'm thinking about this.
I am Constable Brown, then call me Boy Blue. I have here a warrant to arrest you, cause they beat up the girls with shit black and blue. Then ask what the hell the police can do. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. I have a battle tough like wax stone. I'm going to introduce it to your jawbone. Box out your teeth till you mourn and groan. Make your ears them ring like government phone. Drop up your nose up, they find your looks. Cause they shouldn't call me Babylon books. I come to show what police can do. I'm going to show what police can do. A long time I noticed some of you man. It seem like you love the beat up woman. Cause every little thing on the raise on your hand. Like this on the bring them from this land. When we the police on the call Babylon, they have to give them protection. Roses are red, violets are blue. Stadium all bright but not bright like you. Cause the beat up the girls is black and blue. They ask what the hell the police can do. I come to show what...
The question really is, what will the tournament organizers do about Ellis action? It's going to be Marshall, who's in the air. The catch is taken. So another one bites the dust. 104 for the loss of 6 becomes 104 for the loss of 7 in the month of Valentine's.
Mother, she look glad. Father, him stop school. Look like him something like rugby fit you. Hey, hey. She run a pregnant kids, mama. From the same sicky, shoulda know, mama. From the see you me so fat, you shoulda know, mama.
The first Indian dancer.
See you me so little, shoulda know, mama.
First drunken Indian dancer.
Pregnant, me can't carry. But if you put me out, you I go sorry. Remember me is your only kidney.
Last night you tell me say you love me badly. Sure when I'm pregnant, you're pregnant, yes mama. From you see me sicky, you shoulda know mama. From you see how me so fat, you shoulda know mama. From you see how me lazy, shoulda know mama. Go round the corner with your lover. Little after the pregnancy take over. Seems like you not no respect to your mother father. Hey little girl, make me so out of order. Oh no, no mama, no, 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 mama, no, kill you, why kill me, no, why kill my body, no, like.
Well, 104 for loss of 7. Travelers in a serious spot of bother. The new batsman in is Shem Springer. He's yet to face Victor Best has dropped anchor. He's on 16 and he forces the delivery. Also, Peter Clark is after it and he plays some football. Near Marvel has not been impressed. And they turn and come back for 2. So Peter Clark has had a lot of work to do as another airplane takes off. Every time Peter Clark moves, an airplane takes off. So 3.4 overs remaining, 62 to get, 106 for loss of 7. Best on 19. I've got another song coming up for you, so we're not going far. Marshall in his final over, 3.2 overs, no minutes, 2 for 20. He's bowled very well under circumstances. Can't say the same for Ellis, who was quickly removed from the attack, forced to be moved off out of the attack. He was not only warned by the umpire, but Harris came up and said he's going for his lawyer. As this delivery, the batsman stretches forward, and Ellis, watch him pick up and watch him line up.
Watch him bowl.
He should have done the same thing from the umpire, on the arm. Well, 108 for loss of 7. Marshall into bowl the best. A best chop set. Out to the sweeper off the cover bungalow. They're going to turn and come back for 2. The return is underarm. So challengers looking very, very comfortable as Travelers move up to 110 for 7. 3.2 overs remaining. That's 20 deliveries to get 58. The game is very much on. The lead is fairly good. And Wayne Holder, I know you've said it about the times, you're going to get your significant something, but I want you to do, when you give her something, make sure you get one that's coming next on the speaker. Make sure you get something for something. It's about time you get back something. Haven't bought me a drink in a long time. You were paid yesterday. I'm back the next time. We didn't go by the bar. I didn't say that. I would never do that to my friend. Swing and a miss by Best. 21 is Best from 21 deliveries. 110 for loss of 7. Final delivery of over number 17. And here's Marshall also in the off stump. And it comes off the keeper. They will get 1. Let's wait for umpire Middleton to signal. Signals by. So at the end of over number 17, Travelers 111 for a loss of 7. Wayne, when you deliver, something there for you.
Give me punani, punani, give me punani, punani, give me punani, punani, give me punani, punani, coolie punani, shiny punani, blacky punani, whitey punani, any punani, same punani, unity glamity boy, it a fit tiny, unity glamity boy, it a fit shot me, unity glamity boy, it a fit take me, unity glamity sliding, I'm kissing me for it. Give me punani, punani, give me punani, punani, give me punani, punani. Oh, don't pass me them, punani. Don't pass me them, punani. Jamming pass me them, punani. And the punani, same punani. Give me punani, punani, give me punani, punani. Bad bull in a pen and you know I come back. Bad bull in a pen and you know I come back. Bad bull in a pen, yes, you know I come back. Bad bull in a pen, yes, you know I come back. Come on, you don't come back, you don't come back. Bad bull in a pen, you don't come back.
Oh, 111 for 7, 57 off 18. Here is the David tossed up, and Best goes on the back foot and slashes it out to the sweeper off the cover and point boundary. They take 112.
Yes, we can't take a piece of ranking names. That the girls have just in their shorts and in their frocks and in their pants. We love it bad. How many put it in front of me, that's all my God. Hear this. Love put on the bed, love put on the bed, love put on the pants and me love put on the guinea cat because love put on the...
Love you, Ross. 112 for loss of 7. And here's the David. The batsman is looking to hit it hard. This is Springer. Drives it into his boot. 112 for loss of 7. This is for my Rasta man that don't eat veggies. Only Rasta at the Old Cup that don't eat veggies. 112 for loss of 7. Here is Jordan. Tosses it high in the air. Springer cut and miss. Unbelievable. 56 required. Any higher than this rat, the ball is going to touch the cloud. Jordan into Springer flat, and he slaps it out to the sweeper Rock, who comes off the cover boundary to take 1. This is 20 overs and not 20 days. 113 for 7. The 2023 Amaas T20 over 50s cricket tournament. Amaas Sport and Services. Wonderful tournament. The Caribbean's best 50 over tournament. And Victor Best at his best. Hits on Jordan high in the air. And Best hits it straight into the stumps. Someone says 2. I think the problem here really is that neither batsman wants to face Jordan.
Well, there's no mystery with Jordan, but it takes a lot of patience because the ball takes so long to get to the batsman. One easily becomes distracted while the ball is traveling. So why this time outside the leg stump? So yes, Lyndon, I got paid yesterday, you're right, but my money on the bike. My money on the bike. Here is Jordan off the back foot, slapped up towards long off. So just some academic interest now as we go through the formalities at 116 for 7 after 18.
Okay, you see your money on the bike, so this one's for you then.
I put it down on the wrong one. We ain't got nothing in common.
You say it's on the bike, man.
My boom boom done good boy in a man man. Now I got good pussy problems with somebody who don't want me. Don't send that text when you're honey. You boy regret it in the morning. Yeah, 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 me now. And I stop text me, and I stop call me. Man, I roll me down and I start me too regularly. Tell you don't text it for me. Man, I'm so sorry, cause me never want nobody, just some temporary. No, 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 me never plan for this. God know me always just a mind my damn business. Hey, but I'm my fault and I feel one. Usually me not give a fuck, but my game one. And I mean that, now I look like idiot, oh God. I put it down on the wrong one.
Well, 116 for loss of 7. Lashley to ball the penultimate over. And his first delivery is right through mid-wicket. Square leg is onto it. That is Marshall. They take 1. 117. Best at 23. Comes on to strike. Just 1.5 overs remaining. 11 to get 51. Very, very possible. Best 23 from 24. Lashley to Best, and Best is driving up to long on for 1. So another single achieved. Run number 118. So Travelers prepare to do it in singles again.
I think Best really enjoying his last knock of the tournament, and he's intent on seeing it right out to the very end.
He's at no circus end. As Springer is playing a French cut down to the boundary, and the amber one. Unbelievable. 100 and by signal by the umpire. 119 for 7, extras 10. We're in the home stretch. 49 required from 9 deliveries. Want to big up the sponsors, Barbados National Oil Company. As this delivery is pulled out to Rock, who sprints in off the boundary. Limits the batsman to yet another single. 120. Springer comes into strike. He has 4 against his name. Best on 25 from 26. 96.15 his strike rate. He has a good strike rate, but that's all he has. As Lashley's in, and he gives us the long hander. It's gone all the way for 6. Oh, superb shot there by Springer for 6. And is that a little too late? In 126 for the loss of 7.
We ain't got nothing in common. My bum poked and whipped wine and man. Now I got good to see problem. With somebody good I want me. Don't send that text when you're hungry. You worry.
You talk about being a little late, Lynn, and if there any later, it will be tomorrow.
Once again, Rock has no chance into the boundary. So Shem Springer seems to have come a little late, Wayne. However, at the end of over number 19, 130 for loss of 7. Let me go for that in its entirety as we head down the home stretch of this game.
We ain't got nothing in common. My phone pumped and good boy and a madman. Now I got good to see problem. With somebody good I want me. Don't send that text when you're hungry. You're gonna regret it in the morning. Yeah. Yeah, man, now. You no stop text me. You no stop call me. Man, I roll me down and I start me too regularly. Tell you don't text it for me. Man, I'm so sorry. Cause me never want nobody, just some temporary. No, me never plan for this. God know me, I always just a mind my damn business. Hey, but I'm my fault and I fame one. Usually me not give a fuck for my game one. You know me that, now I look like idiot, oh God. I put it down on the wrong one. We ain't got nothing in common. My bum poked and whipped wine and man.
So 130 for loss of 7. Final over in progress. And this first is outside the line of the leg stump, whipped into the leg side for run number 131.
Well, and then I know you have an assignment at the SJPIT immediately after this match for the honor match put on in the honor of Richard Dick Stout. I have been ordered to the home of the Maxwell Club for a game at 6 o'clock to help out Ellie. So if you miss me, that is where I will be.
And a swing and a miss. So we will go our separate ways. We will do that for sure. Swung away into the leg side. Ellis is on to it. Let's watch his arm. And he fires another one to the keeper. So 133. Three deliveries, 35 to get, 133 for loss of 7. And here is a delivery is flat, swing and a miss, taken by the keeper, wide signal by the umpire. 134, quickly from the top, Boost 8, Birch 14, Beresford 22. Swing and a miss. And given out leg before wicket. So Travelers continue to travel the wrong direction. 134 for 7 becomes 134 for loss of 8. 2 deliveries remaining, 34 to get as we head down the home stretch.
Well, Lyndon is not often you see a batsman walk for LBW, but that was so plumb that Springer walked immediately as he was shot.
Drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Who me? I don't watch people, man. I'm looking for house and land. Who me? I don't watch people things. I's a queen. I have my own king. And some of them they stalk the most, like they know it all. Ask them how they get their Gucci purse. I go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. I go drink water and mind my business. Mind my business. Drink water and mind my business. Me and them can't be friends. I fight the battle and jag in me health and strength. Now it's we. That can't be English, that has to be French. And some of them they stalk the most, like they know it all. But if the gun but a slip and a fall, it's them trouble. I go drink water and mind my business.
Coincidentally, another player moves off and the move Peter Clark to his right. Swung away. Down behind square is going to run pretty close to the boundary. The fielder comes across and has it under control. And unbelievable. They only run one. And someone says nearly get run out. 135 for loss of 8. 33 remaining to get one delivery left. And it's going to be a comprehensive victory here for the challengers 11. And Will will give us a rundown quickly of the game tomorrow before he runs off to Briar Hall. 135 for 8. Best on 26. His final delivery of the tournament. And it goes past the keeper. Gibbons will run it down to fine leg. Seeley is going to go up to the stump. Gibbons is onto it. And they take another one to finish the tournament 2023. White signal by the umpire. So we have another delivery. Another legit delivery. 137 for 8. Target 168. And at the moment, they will lose by some 30 runs. Here is Jordan, 3.5 overs, no middles, 1 for 22. And he's in with his final delivery. And Grant pulls it through square leg out to the fielder. And they don't want the single to end their tournament for 2023. Travelers, they finished at 137 for 8. Grant not out 1. Best not out 26 from 27 deliveries with 1-4. And again from the top, Bruce 8, Birch 14, Beresford 22, Lane 3, Prescott 2, Best 26, Harris 15, Best 26 not out, Giddens 17, Springer 16, Grant 1 not out, 13 extras, 4 byes, 2 leg byes, 7 wides, a total of 137 for 8 to lose by 30 runs, sorry. Batson, 4 overs, no middles, none for 32, Lashley 4 overs, no middles, none for 33, Marshall 4 overs, no maidens, 2 for 23. Gilbert Rock 3 overs, no maidens, 2 for 17. Ellis fired 1 over and he got 1 for 4. And Ainsley Jordan 4 overs, no maidens, 1 for 22. This is a response to challengers total of 168 for 6 to lose by 30 runs. Win tomorrow's game, and let's big up the sponsors, and we'll put a wrap call shortly.
Well, as I mentioned, as we all know, the travelers, their journey has come to an end, while the challengers will have a tussle tomorrow with the Limers for a place in the grand final versus the veterans. Having not followed the tournament all the way, Lyndon, I'm not so familiar with the form book, so I would have to leave it to those like yourself who will know exactly what the odds are on the respective teams. I am on my way to Maxwell and joining Ellie for commentary down there, and I wish you a very good night at the SJPIT, and as we said, send my regards to Richard Dick Stout.
Yes, and I will do that for you, and of course the streaming. Remember, we are back here tomorrow, and then we'll be back here for the grand final. Want to thank the sponsors of the Amaas Sports Services T20 over 50s Masters Cricket Tournament 2023. The sponsors: Barbados Prestige Stores, Winston Enterprises Incorporated, MJ Air Care Services, Barbados National Oil Company, Small Trucking and Record Services, Deadman's Bar, BMC, Big Man Cricket, Golden Sands Hotel, Tamarind of the Islands, Inc., The Last Stop Bar and Eatery, Premier World Cargo, Inc., and of course, planners of all your sporting events, Amaas Sporting Services. So, special thank you to the organizers of this wonderful tournament. We are back here tomorrow. As we ain't quite rightfully said, we are back here tomorrow at approximately 2 p.m. when the losers of qualifier 1 Limers will meet challengers to see who advanced to the grand final, which will be streamed live here at the BNOC ground come Saturday, February the 18th, beginning at 1:30 p.m. Already there waiting for the winner of tomorrow's game is the 3 times finalists, the veterans, who would be hard to beat.